Greetings everyone. You're watching the channel Aviation Obsession. Airbus finds itself in a bit of a pickle. They've taken some risks, and now the aviation world is in for an intense showdown. We all thought Airbus and Boeing were the kings of the industry, right? Well, hold on tight because China is stepping into the ring, ready to stir things up and pursue its lofty dreams in aerospace. They're not afraid to go head to head with these giants, determined to make their mark at the very top. But here's the burning question: who will face the most turbulence in this epic battle? Will it be Airbus or Boeing? And can China really pull off this audacious power play? In today's video, we're diving deep to uncover all the answers. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for future uploads. Without further ado, let's get started. Get ready for a game-changing moment in China's aviation industry. China Eastern Airlines just pulled off a major feat by successfully launching the long-awaited passenger flight of the Comac C919. More than 130 passengers joined the thrilling ride as the aircraft soared from Shanghai Hongqiao International Airport and touched down at Beijing Capital Airport. What's so remarkable about this? Well, the aircraft holds a special place in China's heart because it's the first aircraft entirely developed from scratch in the country. It's a big step towards challenging the dominance of Airbus and Boeing. But here's the twist: even though it's proudly Chinese-made, it still relies on some foreign parts, including avionics, hydraulics, landing gear, and engines similar to those used in the Airbus A320neo and Boeing 737 MAX. Here's where things get even more exciting. Initially, it was expected that China would only develop its own engines for the C919 by the end of the decade. But hold on to your seats, because recent reports suggest that they're actually making rapid progress in Chinese engine development. They're even testing a brand new engine called the CJ1000A. Talk about surprising everyone. But the catch is that it still has some foreign parts. Replacing them and getting certifications will be a time-consuming process, especially if China wants to sell the aircraft internationally. So, what's at stake for Boeing and Airbus, the industry giants? Let's find out. Well, even with those fantastic Chinese engines, it's unlikely that the C919 alone will completely overshadow Airbus or Boeing. China has a massive demand for single-aisle jets in the coming years, and their domestic production capacity simply isn't enough to meet that demand. Plus, despite delivering the first C919, there haven't been many more deliveries, indicating that China isn't quite ready to bid farewell to those Western aircraft manufacturers just yet. The battle for supremacy between Airbus and Boeing in China has witnessed its fair share of ups and downs. Boeing has been in a bit of a slump when it comes to new sales to Chinese airlines. The deliveries of the planes they've already sold have hit a major roadblock, except for those giant freighters. But wait, there's a twist in this tale. Brace yourselves, because rumor has it that up to 11 Chinese airlines are getting ready to rock the stage with the 737 MAX. That means Boeing might finally get the green light to deliver those planes they've been sitting on. Last summer, Airbus hit the jackpot with a massive sale of nearly 300 jets in China, leaving Boeing in awe. However, Airbus isn't cruising smoothly. The high number of orders for their A320neo family has led to longer delivery times, causing some airlines to turn to Boeing for faster service. But fear not, Airbus is determined to tackle this challenge by ramping up production rates, though their supply chain faces the pressure of meeting demand. On the other hand, Boeing is revving up its engines and opening a new assembly line in Washington to boost its 737 production rates, ready to show Airbus their moves. India is set to become the most populous country by 2027, presenting a golden opportunity for Airbus and Boeing. With a growing middle class and increased air travel demand, they're eyeing this lucrative market and considering establishing production facilities. But here's the big question: can Airbus secure its position by expanding into China and India, or have they taken a gamble? Let's dive deep into the challenges Airbus faces and what they mean for its future. Airbus has been soaring high with a plethora of orders and more assembly lines for A320s than Boeing's MAXes. But here's the catch: Airbus is facing the consequences of its success. Ordering new aircraft is a complex process with long waiting times that sometimes exceed production times. When both Boeing and Airbus introduced upgraded versions of their popular models, the 737 and A320, demand surged, causing extended waiting lines. However, the twist is that waiting times for Airbus A320neos are notably longer due to their outselling of Boeing, resulting in over 6,000 backlog orders. This poses a challenge for Airbus to meet delivery timelines, especially if airlines want to place orders for the new A320s. They may end up waiting until the end of the decade or even longer, particularly for specialized variants like the A321XLR. These extended delivery times could cost Airbus some sales, as airlines might opt for the 737 MAX, which Boeing can deliver earlier to address this issue. However, Airbus is not sitting idle. They have their sights set on increasing their monthly production rate as much as possible. The race is on to overcome these challenges and keep up with the soaring demand. While Airbus is facing its fair share of challenges, Boeing is determined to catch up. They have big plans to ramp up their 737 production rates, aiming to go from 31 per month to 42 by the end of 2023, 47 by mid-2024, and a whopping 52 per month by January 2025. To achieve this, Boeing is opening a fourth assembly line in Everett, Washington, alongside its existing 3 lines in Renton. Airbus has multiple final assembly lines for the A320 family spread across various countries, including China and the United States. But here's the exciting part: India is putting pressure on both manufacturers to establish assembly lines there, given the booming aviation industry and population. Airbus already has a line in India for military turboprops, and now Boeing plans to create a conversion facility for passenger to freighter aircraft. With China's drive for manufacturing independence and changing international relations, the possibility of expanding in India arises. Will Airbus or Boeing take the leap? It may be challenging for Boeing to convince its unions, but if they launch a new aircraft amidst geopolitical challenges, this option could be explored. When it comes to business in China, Boeing has less at stake compared to Airbus, which has deep commitments to production lines there. In the short term, Airbus has a larger production capacity, but the stability of its processes remains uncertain. The competition is fierce as Airbus navigates the complexities of the Chinese market and faces growing competition. While their early entry and established customer base give them an edge, China's rapid aerospace progress poses a real threat. On top of that, longer A320neo delivery times could sway airlines towards Boeing's 737 MAX, shaking up Airbus's market share. Boeing and Airbus engaged in a fierce battle for aircraft orders at the Paris Air Show 2023. Notable orders included Air India ordering from both manufacturers, 2 Saudi airlines ordering from Boeing, Ryanair placing a $40 billion order for Boeing 737 MAX jets, and Indigo creating history with a massive order of 500 Airbus A320 planes. The high volume of orders suggests a strong and stable aviation sector, potentially resistant to recessions. However, supply chain and regulatory issues are causing delays in production, with waiting times of up to 6 years. Airbus outperformed Boeing in orders, particularly in the single-aisle market, but competition remains intense in the widebody segment. Both companies must address supply chain challenges to maintain their lead and rivalry. So, it's a fierce battle with no clear winner just yet. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button and remember to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you have any suggestions or a certain topic to discuss for the next video.